Yo, 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 yo.
What's shaking? It's your boy FB, man. Once again, man. All praise due to the Most High, man. You know what I mean? For allowing me to see another day on this green earth. You dig what I'm saying? Salutes to my fans, man. Salutes to the people, you know what I'm saying, listening, man, and watching, man. You know what I'm saying? And taking out of their day and their time, you know what I'm saying, to support, you know what I'm saying, vertical talk and what we got going on this platform, man. Yo, Uncle Nick, yo, my co-host, what's shaking, boy? How you feeling?
Oh man, it's been a rough week, man, up and down. I'm feeling sick, feeling better, feeling sick, feeling better, but I'm working through it, man. I feel like, I'm on the cusp of beating this down. I got my foot on its neck, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, positivity. That's what it is, son. And health is wealth, king, you know what I'm saying? So I'm working hard right now, working hard to get the money.
Absolutely, absolutely, man. You definitely was under the weather, man. You know what I mean? And me and a couple of other people was rooting for you, man. Glad to hear that, you know what I'm saying, you bouncing back slowly but surely, man. It's been a crazy week, you know what I'm saying, in some senses, man. You know what I mean? Lost a
Oh,
few
definitely.
good Lost a few good people. You dig what I'm saying? Me, you know what I'm saying? For first, you know what I'm saying? Lost the homie, man, Black Mako, man, a true, you know what I'm saying, warrior, true comrade, you know what I'm saying? And, you know what I'm saying? Regardless of how he passed or whatever the case may be, I see none of that because all I seen and all I knew for the times that I did know him was a warrior. You know what I mean? And that's where that at, man. We also lost, man, you know what I'm saying? The ultimate dude, man, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to hip hop, or let I say one of the ultimate dudes, man, of our era, man. That, the boy Irv Gotti, man. You know what I mean? May your soul rest in peace, man. You and my brother, you know what I'm saying? Black Mako, man. You know what I'm saying? Um, got a whole nother segment coming with individuals, man. You know what I mean? So that I love and that I miss and that I've lost along, you know what I'm saying, my journey of life that's coming, man. You know what I mean? Real soon on Vertical Talk, man. So definitely stay tuned because me and Chip gonna be delivering, you know what I'm saying, some ear blowing stuff, you dig what I'm saying, and just reminiscing on, brothers who are definitely worthy to be called a likes, you know what I'm saying? So without further ado, Nick, man, you dig on other topics and situations, man. It's been some crazy shit that you've been, you know what I mean, throwing my way, you know what I mean, and telling me to, dissect the ingredients of, man, as I have, man. What's good though?
Yeah, speaking of Irv Gotti and all that, it's interesting because it's always perspective and optics in life. Like, R.I.P. to him. I send my condolences to his family and stuff. You know what I'm saying? But I never liked Irv Gotti, and I
Mm,
was never a fan of his music. I don't like the way he talked about Dame Dash. I don't like the
hmm
way he treated Ashanti. I don't like the fact that he was cheating on his wife and doing. There's a lot of things. I ain't get into all that, but you know what I'm saying. Like, so it's interesting when I see that people are coming for 50 now for not really embracing him and giving him those. You know what I mean? Them flowers
Uh,
and
yeah,
just letting
absolutely.
it go and kind of looking at things as okay, bygones could be bygones. You know what I'm saying? So I saw that 50 was chiming in, doing his 1-2, saying what he had to say, and I saw that there was other people saying some stuff too, like, "Yo, man, with the woo, what you did with this was wrong." But boop, boop, boop. I saw him and Fat Joe had fell out at one point. Because Fat Joe had to check him, like, yo, what you up here talking about the women for and but Fat Joe did a redirect and came through because he told Fat Joe, you ain't my friend no more. If you don't agree with because I'm over here moving with 2 left feet. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, son, straighten up, get your shit right. You know what I'm saying? You over here like a scorned lover. You got a wife and kids, and you over here won't get this woman her masters or let her move on with her life or nothing like that. Because you found out she was dating Nelly while you was watching NBA Pass. That's a whole nother story. But Ashanti walked into the basketball arena with Nelly, and he was watching the basketball game. Some was burnt. He was hurt.
Yeah, yeah, as a lot of us dudes are when we believe that, we're the only ones, you know what I'm saying, or that, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying, the buck stops with us, you dig what I'm saying? Especially when we womanizing and doing all kind of goofy stuff to, you know what I'm saying, whether it's the women or whether it's, you know what I'm saying, homeboys that are our comrades and
Mm-hmm.
got the utmost loyalty for you, and you just treating them like they're nothing until the day that, you know what I'm saying, they move on or they do something that may be foul or you think is foul, like booking you or, you know what I'm saying, fucking your baby mother or some shit like that. Then You want to, you know what I mean, get sensitive. You want to get emotional, but you was the gangster. You was doing all that creepy shit to them or the other people. So yeah, man, I dig
Yeah,
it, man. You know.
because you had the upper echelon status and all that. You was the one in the position of power. You know what I'm saying? But you know, the whole thing that I looked at it as too is like, yo, you were the head of a company, a CEO, whatever. Like you have a fiduciary duty, you know what I'm saying, and obligation to make sure that everything runs smoothly for everybody up here. Even if you don't like Ashanti no more, and even if you don't like this one or like that, when you do good business, you set people straight, you let them go about their business, and you continue to do good business and thrive and get your shit popping because you got to understand walking into things, everything ain't gonna work out 100% in your favor, but you got to take risks and you got to go into deep waters to sail big ships. It's a
I
part
have a
of the game,
question.
son.
And
So
you know, and as can't remember the sister's name, man, but you know what I'm saying? Conscious sister, man. She had a phrase in one of her joints that goes, man, smooth seas don't make skilled sailors. You know what I
yeah, yeah,
mean?
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
uh, you know, um, life again, man, is a succession of lessons that a lot of us have to live thoroughly in order to be understood. And also, you got to understand, man, that you know what I'm saying? There's just so many different personalities and characteristics and qualities of life, you know what I'm saying, existing in the human beings that, you know what I'm saying, roam this world, roam this, you know what I'm saying, universe, that, that's just the way it is, man. Everybody, we all flawed, but we all got our own independent way of dealing with things and handling things that other people may look at it as foul, but you and other people may look at it like, nah, I understand that, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, all right, cool, I'm for that, or I ain't for that. So, a lot of times, man, it's like inside out, man. Sometimes, if it's able to be done by the individual themselves, they just got to step out of their own shoes and sometimes either not step into anybody's shoes and just try to kind of stay neutral or attempt to step in another person's shoes to see like, damn, how did you get this reasoning? What make you think like this? Or how do you see what you see through the lens of the eyes that you're looking at it? You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? So yeah, you know what I mean? We can get caught up, you know what I mean? I've done it, you know what I'm saying, before. I'm sure everybody has done it. You dig when something don't fit the the criteria or the perception that we, may see or we may visualize, and then automatically we condemn it. Automatically, you know what I'm saying? We feel some kind of negative, about something negative about it. So we go out, either we lash out verbally, or we formulate some kind of dislike or resentment for the person or whatsoever. You know what I mean? So yeah, man.
You see, and I
But it's
and I get
interesting.
that part, but you see the personal, the
Hmm.
emotions, this with
Hmm.
that. That's a more intimate vibe in a certain
Hmm.
sense where you might be dealing with family, friends, personal inside lifestyle things. You know what I'm saying? But once you start making big money, once you start making $2, $3, whatever, you're on the corner. Once you're in charge of a conglomerate of individuals, you know what I'm saying, or just a little army that's out there doing what they got to do for you. You got to be fair, man. So it don't matter if your feelings got hurt. It
Yeah,
don't matter.
but
You know.
Nick, we talk behind the scenes, you know what I'm saying, oftentimes, man, when, we ask, or I've asked, you know what I'm saying? Does life imitate art or does art imitate life? You dig? So I understand what you're saying. However, again, we don't know what side of the lens any person may be, exacting their way of, living or their way of seeing things. So
Oh well,
again,
no, I get that part, Frankie, but I also too know that you're not abreast to a lot of stuff too, because you weren't catching all this stuff because you were behind the walls and things. But if you would have saw
right.
when he sat down there on Drink Champs and the way he talked about this girl and the way he talked about certain things and people and how drunk he got and how he just kept carrying on, he really put him full self on display for the world, and it wasn't in a good way. and people got to really know, yo, this is the real you, son. This is really how you get down. That's why Fat Joe and all these dudes had to start coming at him. You know what I'm saying? Because it really got to a
Yeah.
point where it was like, wow, you're really playing yourself right now,
Yeah, but
son.
just a minute. Okay, but yeah, but now, okay, now let's take a flip side. Just 2, 3 weeks ago, Flat Joe was the topic of he basically humiliating himself and talking foolishness and stupidity, or
About what?
what people can construe or may construe.
What did Fat
When
Joe
it
do?
came to that FBA thing, when it came to that whole FBA situation, where he
No,
was
I don't think
speaking, oh
Fat.
no, when he was
No.
speaking about the him or Hispanics creating rap or so forth. You dig that rap derived from, you know what I'm saying, the Latin culture. It's just
Well,
about
he
three
said,
weeks.
he said that hip hop was 50-50, blacks and Latins. That's what he said.
But I mean,
That's
do
his
you agree with
opinion.
that? That's his opinion. Exactly. However, that's what I
There
was
was
getting at.
there was a
That's
Puerto
what I'm
Rican there's a Puerto Rican MCs from 1974,
not saying that it isn't. Not
1976.
just saying that it
I'm
isn't.
saying,
What
like, so, you know,
what
I'm not here to debate hip hop, but if you're
what
saying something started at 73, and then within that year there were Puerto Rican people rapping and dancing and doing DJing and doing this and that, I mean, what do you
yeah,
think? Because you started
but
some shit 6 months ahead of me that I'm excluded now?
I mean,
Like, how does that work?
in the walks of life, that's how we've been conditioned to think and believe. Again, I say we step outside of the actual condition. If we step outside of the conditioning that we have been led to believe in, yeah, we could say, well, guess what? You didn't make the mark. We made the mark. Now,
Well,
had you been,
was there a mark that was even made?
I mean, I'm just saying the
If you didn't
way
even know
that it's
what you
been
were
pushed
doing back then, if you were just having fun making a record, how can you
doesn't
say that there was no
it's
thought
sort of
that?
like right now how a person get patented. If right now me and you could be discussing something and you know that I want to go get it patented or copyrighted, but you beat me to it, guess what? You got the rights to it. It doesn't even matter that guess what? I came up with the idea. We and though I just shared it with you, it's my in my eyes, it belongs to me. I was just sharing it with you, but you did some under table shit. Ran, maybe you had a car and I didn't. Ran and got it, drove, got it copyrighted or patented real quick. Boom, I'm
Yeah,
out
but
of it.
that's not the case with Puerto Ricans, and it's
No, I'm
always
saying
been
you
unity.
gave the analogy. You gave the analogy that if there was an individual back in that
No,
time
no.
of
Oh, yes,
19,
because you said this was the marker. You think in
I'm s-
1973, people were sitting there saying, "We're going to create hip hop. We're going to make millions of
no,
dollars. We're going to
no,
do
no,
records.
no.
We're
I
going to do
think it
this."
was a
No,
hobby. I
dude.
think it
Yeah,
was a
that's it.
hobby. I think it was a hobby.
Yeah.
How what I'm getting at exactly. What I'm getting at is that it was a hobby. And however, if it blew up on this side as opposed to this side first, then guess what? So to speak, is like okay, in a sense, the person who first made it notable is gonna believe, guess what? We created this. They're gonna have the bragging rights to it. No different from a person that make a dance right now and people follow after doing the dance. I made the dance, whether it's the Soldier Boy, whether it's the WAP, whatever the case may be. All I'm saying that how we've been conditioned in life is that the person
No, I think
who
certain people have been conditioned that way. I don't think everybody's
maybe.
been
I
conditioned
don't,
that way.
and you may be right. You dig what
Yeah.
I'm with you when you right. So and you know what? You're absolutely right. Certain people, and that goes back to certain people feel that guess what? 50 may not be wrong about how he deals with things or how he words things or how he says things. Some people may feel like Irv Gotti wasn't wrong with what he was doing when he was or may been
Yeah, that's
womanizing or
true.
so forth.
That's
Or
facts.
maybe they feel that guess what? That's in the past. What 50 is doing right now is just, what I'm saying, ain't right for here and now. And maybe 5 months or 6 months, guess what? It's going to be like words in the wind. It's going to blow away and it's
Well,
going to be
see,
on to the next.
well, the thing for me too with that whole situation is in the 50 years, we just celebrated 50 years of hip hop, I think 2 years ago. In the
Right.
50 years of hip hop, I've never once heard this discussion. I've never once heard people say, we got to prove that the Puerto Ricans didn't do this. No, what happened
Yeah.
was is that you got these dudes from this side who want to push a DVD for
Hmm.
16.99, who are
Mm-hmm.
constantly race baiting, constantly trying to divide society, and constantly using colors and classes to divide people and push this narrative that, oh, I'm your messiah. Listen to me because the whole world has been stealing from you the whole time. The white man is the boogeyman, and now the conquistadors are coming to take hip hop over. And it's like, man, shut the fuck up, son. At the end of the
Well,
day, you
and
you
then
you
guess
a
what?
multi no hold on, Frankie. You a multi-millionaire sitting around with white security guards in a white neighborhood with your white house, with your white wife, who you claim not
Facts.
to have, and you
Facts.
sitting over here telling people this is this and this is that. Now you just here to divide people, rile people up, tug on people's heartstrings, and
And I agree with you.
this has become the new grift online. These
I
are
agree
all
with you.
grifters. Because
And
in
just
50 years, Frankie, if nobody brought this up in 50 years and thought they had to address it, why does some dude from Alabama who pretends to be a pimp and a failed pimp rapper talking about bees
uh-oh,
that wash their
uh-oh,
A?
uh-oh, uh-oh, vertical talk. We got Uncle
Uh-oh.
Nick Ravel. We got him raveled. Let's get it, Nick. Let's get it, Nick. Vertical shit.
Because there's a bag there, you know what I'm saying, at the end of the day. And because
Well,
if we
welcome to America.
yeah,
Welcome
well,
to America. Welcome to the United States of a flipping America, bro.
no, I
And
get
and and
I
no,
get
no,
that
I know
part.
you get it. I know you get
Yeah.
it. I know you get it. I'm not disputing that you don't get it. But what I'm saying is that guess what? This is the world we live in. This is the world that people have. A lot of people have conformed to. You dig? And those that haven't are the minorities, and we can just base that on just paying attention to, like you say, I wasn't here for the onset of social media, but I'm here now to see just how not only relevant but how prevalent it is. You dig? And what it's given to the masses of individuals that are what I'm saying stuck to it and listening to it and listening to some of the foolery or the goofy shit that is coming out of people's mouths and so forth and so on. But again, like my man, who was it, Leonidas? Are you not entertained? They're entertained. This is what entertains them. People want
Yeah,
to
no,
entertain.
no, I'm not. I'm gonna be honest with you. It doesn't entertain me. It
Yeah,
doesn't. Because me
it
being
doesn't.
mixed,
That's you.
growing up as a mixed person, I never liked none of this stuff. And I saw how it always made other people feel like they had power because they were either ignorant, stupid, had no money, had no focus, no direction, or didn't know where they were going to go in life. So the only thing that they could stand on was trying to shit on the next person and making them feel like
Absolutely. But these are the ones that, and what you
but this,
realize is that a lot of these individuals with this wealth and with this power are some of the smallest individuals when it comes to the quality of character, the content
oh
of
no
character.
no no no! I'm not talking about like people with wealth or people with anything. I just noticed this like on a regular level in the street. Like people think that they could use race to dominate people. Like I remember when I used to go to school, the white teachers in school, man, bless them white people's hearts. They used to come to school, get beat the fuck up. People be
Right,
throwing shit at them,
right,
taking them, robbing them, and they would come to school the next day and try to teach these kids.
right.
Like
That's yeah, right.
people would use certain stuff against people. You white bitch, and
But
it's like, what are you so mad about? Because she won't let you go to the bathroom and she
I
asked you if you
mean,
did
well,
homework.
that's happened. That's happened
Like,
up and
calm
down the
down.
lines. That wasn't just with a. That was up and down the lines. You dig what I'm saying? That's happened
No,
from
no.
from
What I'm
beginning of
talking
slavery.
about is that people have learned even more so nowadays to not take self accountability and find
Oh,
somebody of
absolutely,
color to blame something on. And they get away with
absolutely.
it and nobody challenges them. And now, if you do challenge them on that, you're being insensitive.
Yeah,
And now
well,
you have an
again,
issue.
man,
Da,
that
da, da,
come
da, da.
for us as black people. That started there since the beginning of time. That started 500 years ago. You
Well,
know what
no,
I
I
mean, or
see,
better.
and that's what these dudes use to try to
Absolutely.
manipulate
I
people.
mean, but
Because
hurt
we ain't
people
living
hurt people.
500 years ago no more. Black women are
Absolutely not.
graduating in
However,
college at
what
the highest
what
rate they've ever graduated. Black business owners are booming when it comes to all types of different perspectives and different things that you would look at in society. And from the past up until present, you would see black people were doing great during segregation. They had better homeowners,
absolutely
white people. There were a lot of things going on
Absolutely.
that always favored certain stuff. But what people like to do to divide, mix the pot, stir things up. Yo, we got a race problem here. See, we got this
Without a
problem here. You see, this person's doing this person's doing that. So to get back to what I was saying with the Tariq Nasheed guy, if you go back and look at this guy's whole career, he started off trying to be a rapper, talking about he's from LA, he's a Crip, hardcore LA Crip. How? When you were born in Alabama and know nothing about gangbanging? Why are you projecting yourself this way in the 90s, Mr. Tariq Nasheed? Because you
Well,
are a grifter, and
I
I
can't
can
agree
tell
with
you
all of
why.
that.
I could
The
tell you
only
why.
reason I'm not going to agree with that
Because
because you dig, because
how can you not agree with what he did?
listen, no, no,
It's
no,
a
no. I'm not
fact.
saying
It's
that I
not.
don't
I'm
agree. Oh,
disputing
Nick,
it. He
no, I'm
did
not
that.
saying that. I said I don't agree that the fact that there may not have been Crips in Alabama. That's what I was
No,
saying. That
his song said that he was an LA Crip, but he's from Alabama. So how you over here acting like you from LA, all this different stuff, pretending you from California, and then we find out you really from Alabama, never been to California, and know nothing about cripping.
yeah, well, I'm from Brooklyn, New
You
York, but I'm
you
residing in
fronting.
North Carolina for the last 20 something years. So it's not. I won't say that he's fronting. I mean, listen now. I
Nah,
don't
nah,
agree.
nah,
I
nah.
don't
You
agree
can
with. I don't
advocate for
agree.
him if you
No, I
want,
don't agree
but
with the
I
kid.
ain't
I don't agree.
advocating for him. He's
I
a
don't. No,
bozo.
I'm not advocating with him. Listen. Let's make this very clear. All right. All I'm saying is that maybe the analogy that you're using is kind of biased to the fact of saying, cool, it's not where you're from. Now, what is heart, where his heart and where
Well,
his
you don't let me
mind is?
finish, Frankie. This is how
Okay,
he
well,
started. He started with pretending to be a gangbanger from LA. Then, when that didn't work, he went off and said, "Oh, let me start going on Donahue and all these different shows and telling the world that I'm a pimp." Now, I pimp black women. I pimp this. I pimp that. See, the way of the world is to be a black pimp. Oh, and then that doesn't work for you. And then you pivot over here because it ain't about the black queens. It's about pimping the black queens, right? But then when you realize that isn't good anymore, then you shift over here to be, oh, I'm going to be the spiritual guru, kind of like mastermind who's going to show everybody about slavery and how we got here. Okay, now you're having a moment of awakeness, right? Or awokenness, or whatever the case may be. Now we slide over here and you realize you can make a whole bunch of money by dividing people, by rallying people up, by using race, by using any grift that you can, because all you want to do is be a celebrity. All you want is fame. All you want is money, because we can clearly see how you started your career and where you're at right now. So if you look at his whole career, up until the point where he starts talking about white women is no good and this and that and tethers and all this stuff, and his wife is Haitian and Irish or something like that. You start looking at every
okay.
single thing he says and does, and it's a contradiction. So it leads us to
Oh,
this point now where all of a sudden he got this whole thing going on with Fat Joe now, and people coming at Fat Joe. They leaving all these comments. They coming at Sadat X. They coming at this one. They don't care what color you are. You just better bow down because you're wrong if you go against them. And it's like,
well,
who is this guy? Who is your leader?
no,
Because I would love to have a conversation with your leader and ask him why he represents himself like that. Because there's nowhere down the line you could go and anybody could tell you that Nick was pretending to be a pimp. Nick pretended to be a gangbanger. Nick pretended to be this. Nick was stealing from this. Nick did that. Nick went on TV and was acting like a character and boop, 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 boop. Now look at Nick's over here trying to do this. No, I was a criminal. And then I said,
Nick,
oh, I'm funny. And then boom, I went to college. I did some things and then bang, here I am. I'm very
absolutely.
transparent with my life, but I never
No,
tried
no.
to play nobody or manipulate nobody.
Well, you're not him, and he's not you. For one. Number two is I understand what you're saying, and I get it because I'm not a fan of this dude neither. And there's
Yeah.
no way. Well, I'm going to that next. However, we got to also look at the people who are going for it. If that's what they choose to listen to, knowing that there are plenty books, there are plenty individuals of that era or no history to a degree far beyond I even know it or you know it, that they could go and get, you know what I'm saying, knowledge, wisdom, and hopefully form some form of understanding as opposed to listening to what he may be spewing or the verbiage that may be coming out of any of his father's mouth. That's on them. You
Well, no,
dig?
what it is, Frankie, is that they want to be accepted.
It's
And when
on
you read it,
them.
no,
It's
no, no,
for
no.
them.
Hear this out.
Wait, hold
When
up,
you're
bro. No,
sitting
hold
there
up.
reading a book, you're
Mhm.
reading by yourself. You're
Hold up, but you
chilling.
can
You're
always
doing your
go,
thing, right?
bro. When I got a book, bro, when I got a book, and I wanted to know what the word perspicacious mean or perspicuous. A person in well, a person that was which was teaching me, they didn't just tell me; they gave me a dictionary. You dig? See, a lot of people they say certain things is impossible. What I'm saying is, bro, a lot of people don't want to do the handiwork.
No,
Whatever
what I'm
he's doing,
talking about is people like to sit in groups and do tribalism. That's what society is magnified now.
it takes
Tribalism.
people. It takes
So people
people
love to
to
sit
either listen or
online
spew it, right?
in a chat room with 5,000 people and, oh yeah, king, yeah, queen, oh yeah, sister, yeah, this, yeah, that, oh, we the best, whoop, 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 whoop. It's just to fill their void, to fill their
Okay.
ego, to make them their empty vessel
How
feel a
does it
little more
hurt you?
joyful today.
How does it hurt you if your push is your push? If
Because
you
you're
got your
going out
blinders on,
online and you're disrespecting
yo,
people.
listen,
You're going out
they
online,
still
leaving
have.
thousands of comments in places, disturbing people's day to day in their peace.
And guess
You're
what?
attacking people. You're
Mommy
leaving
said
hateful
sticks and
comments.
stones, Nick. Sticks and stones break bone. If what this person is
People,
saying that
young
has no
people are
relevance to
online
me,
committing suicide daily. You can say
absolutely.
sticks and
Uh,
stones hurt, but they don't.
what I'm
And that
saying
might
is
be the
this.
case to you. But
Even
people
with
are
that,
outside hurting
you got
themselves, committing
people,
suicide, and doing lots
this
of things.
the same amount of people, if not more, if not less, give or take. You got people that spewing fuckery, hatred, whatever, and you got other people that spewing good, righteous stuff.
And that's
You
not the case right here. So what are
He
we
may
talking
not
about?
be, but so there's other avenues. So it's depending on who you dial or who the individual is dialing into. If they sit here and they're dialing to this man's station, how can I condemn him for doing what he set out to do as an individual, as opposed to saying, "Hold up, you dialed that man's
So you
station."
so you think Al Sharpton is a really revolutionary, great man that
No,
benefits
no,
society? Do a lot of
no.
people follow and listen to him?
Without a question. But guess what?
All
That's
right,
him.
then.
Do I?
That
Hold up,
doesn't
hold
make
up.
him correct or
It
good
doesn't.
or
It doesn't make
valuable
him
for society.
exactly. However, guess what? In this land of freedom and opportunity, as they like to eloquently put it, a person has that right. You dig? Now you have the right, and I have the right to either whether something resonates within us that says, "Man, this is some hog. This shit is bullshit. I ain't listening to this no more," and change the dial. You dig? And I might go to $1 million worth of game. Or I might just go to Ayala Van Zandt. I have that opportunity and that choice just like anybody else. But if you stick to that script or that tune and whatever, even if you don't like it at first, you dig there's some things that I don't even like at first. And then guess what? Down the line, it's like, oh shit, wow, okay, boom, okay, got a point here. So guess what? Maybe out of the whole situation, but I know how I got the grace of Allah, I know how to decipher and decode things, or he gives me the ability to do it, to know that guess what, this ain't for me. I ain't trying to listen to this shit. This shit is some old goofy shit. You dig? However, it doesn't mean that there may not be something that I can extract that is meaningful, that is positive, that could be productive or constructive to my life, or everything else. 95% of that shit might have been just trash. Is all I'm saying. I'm, me. I'm not going to just put the hand or the anvil on an individual's head that's doing something that this land of ours say that you have the opportunity to do as long as it's not criminally. Now, are there people committing suicide? Are there people, listening to a bunch of goofery and falling for it because maybe they're dim-witted, maybe they don't have the schooling or the intellectual capacity that you and
No,
I
they
may
do.
have?
It's tribalism. People are weak and everybody wants likes. Everybody wants
Would you
attention.
just say people are what?
Everybody,
People are what?
everybody wants likes. Everybody
No,
wants a
the last
YouTube
the
channel.
word before that.
Everybody
The
wants
word before that.
attention.
The word before that. You said weak, right? You said weak. You said
No, I
weak.
said
That's what you
people are weak because they want attention and they want validation, and
regardless of what they
tribalism
want,
keeps
it's
their
what they
souls
and
online.
guess what? And guess what? If that's what makes them or validates them, then if I see that's like
That
mommy and
doesn't
grandma used to
validate
say,
you. You're not
it doesn't
building
validate
yourself
me.
up. You're keeping
Well,
yourself stuck like a snail moving so slow and with all these other
yo,
snails, and you're
people,
going up
some
the
people
hill and
don't
you're
want to
going
get up,
nowhere
bro.
fast.
Nick, some people don't want to get up. Some people are cool and complacent with just where they're at. Whether
No, and
it's in
that's
a
cool.
rut.
and then go watch your video, shut your mouth, stay over there, and don't come up in people's comment sections with your little bold little comments, not knowing what the fuck you talking about. Like Sadat had to make a video. Stop writing to me, okay? I don't care about you people. He gives people this false sense of bravado where they think they can go out in society and harass people, attack people, dox people, put people's personal business and information online. And this dude sits back like, because he's a narcissist, like he's got an army, and all these people are stupid, like little minions, like, oh, we're going to charge, and we're going to fight this little battle because all of a sudden it's like 19 fucking whatever now, and we've just fucking got out of slavery and boop, 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 and like we're still living back in these times. Like, what are you talking about? Not you per se. It's like, what are you people looking at? Do you see we're in the most technologically advanced society in the fucking
That
world?
mean that whoa, but
I know
again,
a black kid, right? He sits at home with his daughters. He raises his daughters from home because he builds apps. He builds little video games, and he makes $500 to $100 per month off the little apps. You know how many apps he has? He has 1,000 apps. You do the math. And he don't got to talk to nobody. He don't got to do anything.
He's content with that.
Everybody could be doing something in this lane, in this particular fashion. So I don't want to hear about all this slavery. People are being put down. People can't make money. So white supremacy. Man, shut up. You think people give a fuck what people's color is when they're uploading these apps?
The same way that, guess what?
The internet don't care about no color.
Just like this man don't care about what you think about him. That's all I'm getting at. You the same way you just
eloquently say. They do care what I think about them because when I make videos about them, they flag me, and I have the receipts.
Listen,
so I mean, I'm not them, but they care about me.
However,
just like the other dude.
No, what they do is they have a power. They have a power to, guess what? Shut you down. However, whoever they know, whatever it is,
want to hide the information.
You, whatever. It doesn't. Hey, listen, bro. My thing is, yo, bro. I respect the understanding of knowing that regardless of what we may think, we want to believe that there are some things just out of our, so to speak, belief system that can happen, that transpires, or that will happen if.
Like what though? Racism?
There's whatever.
Slavery and racism going on?
If you think you fucking right. What is human trafficking? Isn't that a form of slavery?
And human trafficking. Where's the most human trafficking coming from right now?
Bro, we're not going on. I'm just making a point blank statement.
We live in a civilized land. We don't have trafficking going on.
We live in a civilized land, homie.
Open market. Who's bringing the sex trafficking over here?
Do we live in a civilized land? Because I see a lot of things that's happening here in this land that's uncivilized.
I'm going to be 42 years old, and I love America. I was able to turn my life around. I was able to go to college. I was able to get a house. I was able to do all these fucking things, and I live.
And I'm not saying that everybody.
And I will never sit up here and listen to somebody online saying, "Oh, the world is so bad. Everybody's a victim." Listen to me and donate $50 to me every month and watch my videos and hit the like button so I can make you feel better.
You sound a little callous, Nick.
So bad.
You sound yo, bro. Listen, you have people in this world that just, guess what? Again. They don't have the strength that you or I may have. They don't have the mental capacity that you and I may have.
They got to get out the way and go sit down somewhere and shut their mouth.
So you saying that they don't matter, but they're human just like you. God made them just like He made you.
Yeah, but I don't go around harassing people. I don't go around putting people down. I don't go around race baiting people. I don't go around disrespecting people.
You just said you don't like. That's a form of disrespect. You said you don't like, or you don't. You said that you don't like certain individuals or whatever. To them,
how is that disrespect?
They can take it as a form of disrespect. I'm just saying they may feel disrespected by what you say. They may be sensitive to the point.
Because if I tell you I don't like you, you know where we stand. I'm not smiling in your face. I'm not trying to be your friend. And your enemy will treat you better than a friend that's smiling in your face at times. And there's that rule.
Proven sometimes.
And the laws of the powers and all that. Your enemies could be more valuable than the motherfucker that's right there because you know where they stand. Friends are gonna come and go and change. Your enemies remain the same, right? So at least if you know where I am.
Not all. No, that ain't true. Because some enemies have become my best friend. And some friends have become my worst enemies.
Then. You
No,
just
no,
had
no.
a
You
different.
can't. You don't put no definition on what. And no, you're not. You're not gonna do that here. No, you're not. You're not gonna do that here because guess
If
what?
you
That's
hate
an
someone
oxymoron.
and
No, no, no,
that's
no, no,
your
no, 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 no,
enemy,
no.
I've never met
Listen,
somebody
a
that I hated
person
that's
can
my
hate
enemy
you,
that's my
Nick.
friend now. Never in my
Brother,
life.
a person can hate you for all the wrong reasons. Yo, bro, listen, man. I done been sat up in the hospital with a motherfucker that hated me. We done shot each other. You heard? And we didn't, it was all for something that guess what? We didn't have the faintest understanding of prior to shooting one another. Until we sit up in the hospital and I'm saying, like, nigga, I'm gonna get you. And he looking at me like, yeah, boy, I'm gonna get you first. Or whatever the case may be. And then by whatever happenstance, guess what? Certain situations happen, person come in, guess what? I'm familiar, like they familiar with the person. Yeah, what the fuck is up with you? Come to find out that guess what? The whole situation was something that wasn't even a situation. So now we looking at each other like, how
That's what
dumbasses
I
are we?
just said. It really wasn't your enemy. It was a
At the,
misunderstanding.
at the moment he was, we're not counting what happened in the end. At the very moment or the very instance that I got hit and he got hit, we was fucking mortal enemies, Nick. If that wasn't the case, that we got, it was a factor that guess what? In them days and time, niggas wanted to take niggas' heads off. So you can't sit here and say that, yo, a dude that may be your enemy at this moment is still your enemy tomorrow or the next day. You got enemies that guess what? Like in America, you got a person that's a pure racist or supremacist. Or let's say a black individual who's just pro-black all the way to the heart prior to some type of catastrophic event happen that they may need the assistance, and the only person that's there to give their ass mouth-to-mouth resuscitation or to beat on their chest is a European. Thank you, Father God. Because guess what? I don't know too many people who are going through a certain situation, considering life and death, that don't want to be saved, that's going to look up and say, oh my God, you saved me, you should have let me die. No, that's the movies. I don't know too many people, may they racist, be they, a pro-black
And
individual
this is
who
what
got
I'm
a
saying. Then why does race matter so much when your life is on the line and it
because
doesn't?
that's how we've been conditioned until that
Exactly.
critical
That's how
moment
some
happened.
people have been conditioned. Uncle
The
Nick is above that.
majority.
I don't think like that. I don't rock like that. My
Then
heart
guess
don't
what?
beat that
Now I
way.
gotta say
And
I
I
salute
don't
you.
look at shit that way. So
Now
that
I
will
gotta
never
say I
vibrate on
salute
my
you.
side.
But guess what? You're just one
No,
pebble
I'm
in a
one of
sea of rocks.
millions. I'm one of
Exactly
millions.
what I'm saying. You're just one pebble in a sea of rocks.
No. I'm one of millions of pebbles that think just like me. We're an army from the Brandon
If
Tatums
there's a
to all the
million, then
black
there's a
conservatives
billion.
online to
That's not
everybody that
like you.
supports me. There's a lot of us that think just like me.
I'm not saying that, but there's
And that's why
also
they
much, I
flag me
believe
because they
there's
get
much
scared because
more
they know
that
I'm
don't think
powerful.
like you. Listen,
Yeah. The
brother,
moment you
I,
get out
I,
the
I
box
learned
with all
this.
this race stuff, you're gonna
I
live a
learned
much
this,
more
bro.
prosperous
A
life.
person, a person, a person that fears a person don't fear. Like I'm just keeping it 100. Ain't too many powerful, mighty people that got money fear broke, motherfucker. You
You
did,
know,
and you might
you
not be
know.
broke in spirit. Now you can't say if you're making comments like you
No,
just said.
I said I know. I'm agreeing with you.
Right, I said you can't say if you're making statements that you just made because you're saying that these people that may be in positions of wealth greater than you saying that no, they just had the avenue to
No,
do
you're
whatever.
saying
And
that
that,
they have wealth. I'm talking about people in general. I'm talking about how I vibrate. You could be a broke bum on the
but this
floor
ain't
being racist, or you could be Tariq Nasheed raking in hundreds of thousands of dollars every other week,
by
spitting
his
racist
by his
rhetoric.
kind
I'm not down with none
of
of it.
people. Just like you said, you got your kind of people. You're not down. And I said that you're an individual. You're just a pebble in a sea of rocks.
No,
Now
there's
you may have
millions
many
of us
people
that
that
think
think
just
like
like
you.
me.
It
I
may
got
be. I'm not saying that
21,000 people that are subscribed to my channel alone.
21,000 to
That's
21 million, Nick.
21,000 people rock with Uncle Nick. That's 21,000 pebbles. Let's get it correct.
Without and you're not seeing the bigger picture, Nick. 21,000 compared to 21 million is what? 21 trillion. So I'm saying, okay, cool. You got more. It's always in this world. I grew up learning that there's always going to be more negative than there is positive. It's not to
If
say
you
that
look for
positive don't
that,
exist.
if that's what you
It's
look
not what
for,
you're looking for. You're in
I
a
tell
sea
people
of
all
it.
the time, people always say, oh, the cops, the pigs, they be harassing me. Yo, the cops be messing with me. Yo, I say, yo, homie, the last time I got arrested, I'm going to be 42. I was 26 years old. And you know, when I stopped living a certain way, I stopped thinking a certain way, I stopped acting a certain way, I stopped dressing a certain way, I stopped being around certain people. You know what? I have never gotten I got a fucking ticket last year.
I agree
That's
with
the
that.
first time I have police interaction in almost 16
I can
years.
go for that. I can go
How
for
does
that.
that happen? Oh,
It happens because you said
by
the paradigm
coincidence?
shift. The paradigm
Yeah,
shift. You
yeah.
change the
So if you want
dynamics
to
of your
look for that
life.
type of stuff, that's where you want to be your
That's
life.
not always a person looking. Okay, I agree with you for the most part.
Yeah,
When individuals like us, when we looked for it in a sense of we did whatever we were doing in the criminal, in the criminal world, in the criminal aspect.
yeah.
Right. We trouble gravitated towards us. Without a question. I believe that. You dig what I'm saying? We attracted the same thing that we was, no, we're going towards. So I
But I
agree.
never complained about it, Frankie.
However,
That's the point I'm trying to make as well. When I was going through it, I knew the cops would beat me up. I knew we would go through drama. I knew that they didn't like me.
you and me,
I knew jail wouldn't be fun.
we
I didn't sit up
understood the
here and
rules to the
complain to
game.
people, oh, the cops are harassing me. No, because I'm doing bad shit outside all the time, allegedly. So guess what? The cops are going
We
to be your
understood that.
surrogate parents. If your parents ain't raised you properly, guess what? They're going to correct your behavior. And that's what it is at the end
We
of the day.
understood that. A lot of the
Yeah, but so
individuals
these
now
kids
they don't
running
understand
around
that
now,
because it's a
and these
game
people
to
running
them.
around now acting like they're victims of something. No,
I was
this is the
watching.
life
I was
you
watching.
choose to live.
Yeah, but in a sense, bro, like, and this is where my empathy, because just because they have chose that life doesn't mean that they were built for it. They seen glitter, they seen what appeared to be gold, whether it was in a person, place, or a thing, whether it was because of their poverty-stricken circumstances, whether it was because they was chasing the dollar to be the next, you know what I'm saying, I don't want to the next rich black man or Latin man or whatever it may be, bro. I'm not going to sit here and say that I condemn them in that sense or in that aspect because of the world we live in. I will condemn that. Guess what? You thought what was glittering was gold. Yes, there's a consequence for what it is that you do or the choice that you make, but it doesn't mean that you fully understand. And when we're speaking about these children or these kids, their brains haven't even formulated to that of an adult to really truly comprehend the
Well, if
shit that
you
they are
really
doing.
outside in these streets, you're gonna be around grown men that are gonna give you the right advice.
That
And
may
that's
not
what
be
I
no,
was
no, no,
around
no,
when I
no, no.
was
We're not
younger.
gonna do that. That's you. That's me. That time is long gone. We are not around those kind of enlightening individuals
I'm
that are
around these
giving us the
kids and I
game.
speak to them. I tell them to go upstairs and put the hammer away. I'm not gonna get into details. I'm out in these streets and I'm hands-on with these kids in LES. And I
I'm
try
not
to help
saying
them
you're
save
not.
their lives. And guess what? They don't respect their parents. Their parents don't do a good job. And the cops are lenient on them. And now you have a lot of problems out here. Because the cops can't do nothing to them. The
And you know,
parents can't do nothing to them. So now they in the streets running wild. So
and you
they
know the and you know the
they
biggest thing,
created
man.
this problem.
The biggest thing the problem that exists right there is the fear. False expectations appearing to be real because a lot of these same little and the brothers that I don't try to dispute. I'm not disputing that you're doing good things in the community. I myself am one of the individuals that is now doing the same thing.
Yeah.
However, the fear of what exists in that same community after we walk up the block or we jump in our car and we drive off is still there. Whether it's the bully on the block, whether it's the dude with the big chain and the big whip that this dude that this little kid may have to go up on the 14th floor of his project or down whatever the case may be, there's still existing factors that these young brothers do not comprehend the
No,
actual
Frankie, I
cause that
get
may be
that.
attached to it.
I get that part of life. There's things that happen, random violence, the butterfly effect.
I don't really just
Strap
believe
up,
it's random.
get
I
right,
just believe
and
that it's
head
so
out in the world. But there are
it's in
people
the,
that
it's in
go
the,
out here purposely to validate themselves, and they
gonna
do
always have that
stupid
without a
things
question.
all the
I'm with you.
time. And you will talk to
I'm
them,
with you.
and they don't listen until they're in a bad situation. Then when they get in a bad situation, they want to start blaming white people. They want to start blaming the cops. They want to start blaming the system. They want to start blaming. No, it's
Yo,
you. It was all fun
oh
when you
yeah,
were smoking
absolutely.
and drinking and banging the chicks and doing this and up in the nightclub and everything. But then when the shit hits the fan, now it's everybody else's fault and you're a victim of your
Nah.
circumstances.
Oh yeah,
No,
nah, I
get
agree
out of
with
here.
that. Yeah, now you
Get out of
absolutely
here
right
with
with
that.
that. And that for a
Yeah,
person like that, there is no empathy. There is no sympathy for him because at the end of the day, nigga, you created that. That's like me. I use myself, I hold myself accountable. A lot of things I do, again, like you, there is no crime. There is no, yo, I know what I signed up for. You
exactly.
dig? I know what I signed up when I was low life. I know what I signed up for when I was blood. I know what I signed up when I went to prison this time and said, yo, you know what? That part of my life is done. And though a
Mm.
lot of individuals that was on a negative, that was rocking with me hard body while I was doing all the negative stuff, it was hard for them to accept it. And I knew that even then, and guess what? I may have some backlash. But let me tell y'all this. It's about me now. I done did y'all enough. You dig? I done did my whole life doing you. Now I'm about to do me. If there's an issue, then guess what? We're gonna do it like we doing it for TV. You know how I give it. Point blank, period. So if you stand for something, you're not gonna fall for anything. What I'm saying is that that courage or that fortitude that the Most High gave me and have given certain individuals. Everybody doesn't have what you have residing in you, Nick, to be as strong as you were, to be defiant, or to have the courage that you had to rebel against certain things, or like I had to rebel and be defiant against the same type of individual that would have, if I would have let them, or you would have let them, took advantage of you and made you do all kinds of things that they
Yep.
have some of these. Okay, then, bro. So we have to understand this is the Serengeti. There's no only thing that we can do as individuals with I'm gonna say a modicum, just to be mine, a small amount of intellect, a small amount of courage, a small amount of knowledge, wisdom, and understanding to help who we can help at this day and time, and hope that it resonates within them to want to do better, or to have the courage or have the strength to say, you know what, man, yo, I'm gonna meet you tomorrow so we can go over here. You said you want to go to a PAL meeting. You said we're gonna go to the boys club. You're gonna come and But we can only hope that they will have that same courage that Allah instilled in us to have, to say that when enough was enough for us, we were able to turn cold turkey and say, now I'm doing it like Frank Sinatra, my way.
My way. Yeah.
My way. I did it your way. It got me all this hardship. It got me shot. It got me stabbed. It got me a bunch of bids.
All
Now
that.
I'm doing it my way. You dig?
Got
And
staples
hopefully
in my
with
head and
that,
shit, all type of
you dig?
stuff.
With that dialogue, we can keep some of these younger brothers that say, yo, you know what? He was really one of them. He was really one of them dudes that they made urban novels about. So guess what? I'd rather listen to him because he actually went through it. Those are some of them
See,
dudes
and
who
that's the
actually lived
thing.
through it.
That's the thing that I'm talking about with these guys that get online with these channels. They start with this race baiting, this race rhetoric, or this race division, and then they out here banging white girls, married to white girls, and trying to divide people, not knowing behind the scenes these dudes love white people. So it's like, what the hell you putting this message out here for? And you acting like you the one here for the youth and for the people, and trying to mix everybody's brains up. Don't do the swirl. Don't do this. Don't do that. When at
Oh,
the end of the
brother.
day, it's
Yo,
people like
somebody,
Frankie. It's other individuals that really live this, that really went through it, that won't even speak to you on that type of note, even put no type of thoughts like that in your head, and will give you the actual real directive. These guys are false prophets, false idols, and that's
absolutely.
what it boils
But
down to.
where,
We
but
cannot
you know,
follow them
where
or
did it get
listen
it?
to them. But when they get this big online and they allow people to blow up with this rhetoric, you really think a white person will be able to sit online right now with 1 million subscribers and say, white, all my white people, the blackies, ba 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 ba, the do-do-dos, yo, the N-words, whatever they, however they talk, and they would just be on YouTube just rocking? Hell no. So why is
Hey,
this
yo,
dude
bro.
allowed to sit up there and do that?
Hey, yo, listen, man.
You know
Yo,
why?
listen.
You know
One
why,
of the things.
Frankie? Because it's
Maybe he's a plant.
designed to keep us
Maybe he's a
divided.
plant. Maybe, hey, listen, bro. Listen, man. This world we live in is filled with a bunch of individuals who have much more money than I have. Possibly have much more sense than I have. Know
No,
how to. Pause, homie.
you pretty
Have
smart guy.
knows. Thank you, Father God, for allowing me to have that, and I humbly respect, you know what I'm saying, your opinion. However, there are individuals who, you know what I'm saying, can make my strategies of war look like mincemeat.
Oh
And
yeah, they got
and
the 140 IQ score,
you
160,
get
all
me?
that. Very
So
smart. Yeah.
so so these individuals, guess what? when they want to create they divide and conquer schemes or ploys, and like they say, man, the same way, Minister Farrakhan say that, you know what I'm saying, that the prophet will be raised up amongst our people, you know what I'm saying? That's what the holy book says, that, God will send us a people from our people that speaks our language. The same thing is with the devil. You dig?
Mm.
And so the devil is also a person that may come in the same likeness as us, being black, Latino, whatever the case may be, just in order to, guess what? Do exactly what they have been paid to do, what they've been able, or what they've been given that house on the hill. So they're a plant. That's what they call a plant. They will plant somebody in the midst of us, as they did with some of our great organizations, the Black Panthers, the El Ruckins, and so forth. That's just the way of the world. That's just the way that this is. We live in a world that as it is above, so it is below. There was heaven and hell. The devil was once an angel. So when you looking at things from the perspective of how the natural ordinance of things are, starting with the spiritual realm, and that's where I go. At, in heaven, in heaven, there was the angels, and there was the good and the bad. There was the good and the bad. So on earth, guess what? We got the good and the bad. We got the angels down here. We got once upon a time demons that are now angels because they've been through it. They've found their religion. They found their spirituality. They found their road of redemption, whatever it may be. And they like, yo, listen, hold up. Wow. Just like some of the great, you know what I'm saying, people of the Bible. You dig? Whether it was Saul before he became Paul, you dig? Like, we got to understand, like, we can't step out of the room. Like, I'm not a religious person. I'm a spiritual person because I try to know a little bit about any and all things. You dig? Knock and the door shall be open, seek and you shall find. I don't just want to be limited to one thing and a person trying to dictate, yo, you got to do this way because this is how this is. Nah, I rather go over here and see, yo, damn, what they saying about Confucius. Oh, word? Well, Buddhist was such and such. And what I come to realize is that, you dig, there's one God. I just sum it up as that. There's one God, so I'm now understanding out on the outer, the external aspects. I go to the simplest form of things. As it is above, so it is below. So if it was good and bad in the heavens, and the Most High had to do whatever he had to do to cast Satan down to the earth with us and give him his road time to rule, or whatever the case may be, this is his time, this is his world. Guess what? As you said, you're not living up certain things. That's the best we could do as individuals to say, guess what? When I was a young boy, I did young boy things. Now that I'm a grown man, I do grown man things. I stray away from this. You can't tell me that orange is red and I go for it because I know the color of red from the ways that I was taught. Red is this. It's not to say that orange doesn't exist within red. I just know that red has been trained and taught to me to be a certain color, and that's just the conditioning, not just me, but everybody else. So with that being said, I say what Jesus told all the men that brought the Mary mother, the Mary, when she was a prostitute, and brought her before Jesus and said, hey, this woman is a prostitute. She was flipping on her husband and so forth. And Jesus looked, the prophet Jesus said to them, said, what? So he who without sin cast the first stone. And they all walked away. They all dispersed. So when I'm looking at life, bro, I try now very, very, very diligently before making certain convictions about things, taking the initiative to just sit back, hear it out. It may not apply to me or anything in my life, whatever, but I don't formulate no opinion for it either. Let it blow. That's that person's opinion. That's what they think. That's what it is. Now, when it goes to the situation that we're doing now of content, yeah, if it's content that we can make some sense out of, or we can create a avenue for those that we are trying to assist that may be listening to the vertical talk and getting something that resonates with them, you dig, that makes them say, you know what? Damn, I was just looking at a motherfucking chain that looked like it was 24 karat gold. But now I'm realizing that shit was full gold because of the analogy that FB or Uncle Nick gave, or the Watchtower, or any one of the other righteous brother, be it Ja Ace, or you know what I'm saying, Mikey B, or Shockwell. You know what I mean? Any other, you did Ayala Van, that any other positive, you know what I'm saying? A cosmology bay. You know, you got so many good individuals that are striving to do something that will. And again, let me sum this. If it's only one, bro, if it's only one, if I only get one, Mikey B only get one, a lot going on. Smitty only gets one. You dig? Shaquell only gets one. Ayala Van Zant only gets one. You know, all the good people, the righteous people that are trying to give to to the people, white, black, Puerto Rican, whatever. If you're listening and it applies to you and it resonates in you and it can do something positive to change the circumstances or the things that you're doing in life, guess what? I'm content. All praise is due to the Most High because that one attaches to Mikey B's one. That two attaches to a lot going on. That three goes on to Uncle Nick. That four goes on to Chip. That five goes on to the Watchtower. That's and so forth and so
No,
on.
I get that perspective, but that's never been. I've never gone on YouTube or anywhere to be a preacher or to big people up or to guide them in the right direction. I tell people from the beginning, I was a criminal. I would have ripped you and your mother off in 2 seconds. I'm a scumbag. You wouldn't have liked me back in the day. I'm just here to make you laugh. That's it. And the
So
only
so
thing that I do up here, I take my pain from the past and I'm able to recycle it, turn it into stories and make people laugh. And hopefully, if you can go off in your direction and do something correct with your life, that's all good. You know what I'm saying? But I really never tried to get up here and like make that like my objective. You know what I'm saying?
well,
So
guess what?
I think
Sometimes,
that's why it's
sometimes,
easier for me to just be able to flow through and just have a nice little audience of people that are from all demographics, from all walks of life. I got
and
people that come from
now,
Australia, Ireland, or the
now, watch how
UK.
that works. Watch how that works, Uncle. Watch how that works. Because a lot of times when we least expect to be doing something, we're doing something. So here it is that today you're on Vertical Talk once again, and guess who you may be touching out there in the sea of individuals who may be tuning in. You dig spontaneously or by the click of the clock, knowing that guess what? I got the alert of Vertical Talk is on. Y'all going and listen to the brother. And guess who's on? Giving the people something worth listening to. And guess what? Yeah, we still got our humor, but it ain't been really no laughing on this segment of the show. So you've been all serious and you've been dropping your bombs all through the program. So again, now is the time that gets unbeknownst to you, the Most High is using you as a vessel to do what He may have decreed or ordained you to do years before you was even born. And somewhere out there, what you said today, how you said it today, may be reaching and resonating in a young or old person to a degree that you can't even fathom.
Well, I mean, that's a beautiful thing, but that's not my directive. So when people get up here with this directive that they're here to help the people, they're here with all the answers. But 16.99, become a membership. Oh, don't forget to log on 5.99 for my Patreon. Oh, don't forget to go to my website and buy my hats and buy my merch and buy my this. Oh, don't forget to tune into the live stream. Oh, brother, did you donate a super chat? Like this dude one
Was
day. The woman gonna donate $10. He gonna turn around and say, "That's nice, sister. Check this out. Next time I need $25, sister. $10 is not gonna cut it." Like, well, what is up with you? You
yeah,
start
well,
looking at these people, and it's like it's just all about the money, Frankie. And it's disgusting that people use race. They
absolutely.
use that people are in hard places in life with identity crisis or sometimes just an empty vessel who maybe got raped when they were younger and was shipped off to an orphanage and didn't know their parents and maybe met a guy and got divorced now and you gained a little weight after having a kid and now you're just all messed up in the world. You don't like the way you look, and your whole life just been tough and rough,
Understood.
and now this
And
person's over here feeding on your
but what
insecurities
about me? What about me?
and they taking
Because
all
guess
your
what?
money,
But what about me?
promising you
And I
stuff
may
that ain't never gonna happen and feeding
but
you shit that's only gonna keep you more confused and in a place where you're easily controlled and you're just like a pawn, an
and
ATM over here,
and you're
coughing
right.
up the cash.
You're right. And now here goes me, the guy on the couch that's looking in from the outside. And I don't know that all this has happened to you in your life. I don't know all this. But I hear what he says to you, and I'm looking at you because if you go in your pocket and you give him another $15, you a fucking fool. But I don't know that you got this low self-esteem. self-esteem. I don't know that you've been raped. I don't know all these, you know what I'm saying, factors that have existed in your
Well,
life
these
prior
are
to
the
you wanting.
these are the qualities a lot of times that, or not qualities, these are the circumstances sometimes that people go through that build these personalities or these insecurities within people, and it takes places over large periods of times. And that's what these dudes do. They prey on the weak, like this dude Umar
Absolutely.
Johnson. He preys on women who are single mothers who sit up there and ask him for help because they're trying to say that, oh, my kid has behavioral problems, or my kid has this going on, or this is going on with my son. Yeah, your son does have behavioral problems because you have no men in your house, probably. You're over here doing whatever you're doing. He's getting raised like a woman, and he's going into school behaving like a woman, talking too much, acting crazy, and think that he could just do whatever he wants. And now there's a debacle over here. So this dude wants to pop up now, and instead of saying, hey, you know what, maybe you need to go focus on getting a new man, doing this, getting your shit together. No, give me all your money so I can open a school that's never going to open. They're giving this guy millions of dollars already. All these women donating all this money to him, and the school never gets opened. So where are
Bro,
you leading these women?
no,
But at the end of the day, what are these women left to do? To go get a husband, go find a boyfriend, go find a therapist, go find something that's going to help them get their kid back on path. And they got to do it the way they were supposed to do it from the beginning. But people think they can take these shortcuts and go listen to these pseudo intelligent gurus of the universe. And that's what the internet has become. And it's disgusting when you see these people up here that use race, that use single motherhood, that use all this different stuff to just manipulate people, make money, and they offer nothing to society. You know what I'm saying? And at the
but
end of the day,
they're
it's
only
yeah,
good.
it's a nasty game to me, man. You
It
know, and
is.
for
It
people to
is.
sit up
I
there
agree
and
with
not
you
call them out, and for YouTube to support these people, and for other platforms to not
because you
deplatform
you
these people, it's crazy
you
to me.
gotta
Because if other
because
people were to sit up there and say these type of things about any other race, and make these nasty videos and nasty comments, yo, they be
well
off YouTube, they
I
be
don't.
banned, this little dude academics went and asked a 15-year-old if he ever got some buns or something. They banned his ass immediately. And that, however people look at it, he was on the computer, he ain't touched
Would they
nobody,
would
he
they
ain't
would they
raped
would they
nobody, he
would
ain't
they
do
let me
nothing.
ask you a question, Nick? Would they have banned him if you would have asked a 45-year-old man? Would he get some buns? Would he give up some buns or whatever? It was
None.
because it was a kid, because of the innocence of a kid. So at least that in our
Okay,
society still reigns.
so the innocence of a kid, great, we got that. So you're telling me that now you could get up there though because the kid is white and do whatever you want to do if you were saying something different to him and it wouldn't matter?
I'm saying that, yo, beloved.
Not you.
The
No, no, no.
world.
What I'm saying
No,
by
no,
the
I
definition of
know
these
what you're saying.
rules,
What I'm
it's
saying
like
is that it's the world that we live in, and that's the thing where I say,
they pick and choose when they want to
we
make the
navigate.
rules for who they
Okay,
want
then.
to make them for.
Okay, then. So now, I'm glad you said that because once you have formulated, and I'm sure you formulated that understanding long before this segment of Vertical Talk. When you know what you know how to play football. You juke or you stiff arm it and get out of the way of it. It's
Now,
like me now.
sometimes we gotta just
Or
run each
or
other
you
over.
That's
That's it.
yeah, yeah, and that's
Sometimes I gotta
another
knock your
option.
fucking helmet off. That's it.
Yeah, well, okay, well, right now that person is not in front of you for you to knock their helmet off. So
Oh no, there's many different ways to skin a cat.
without a question. So whichever way, and I don't want to know whichever way you may be thinking of, or whatever the case may be. However,
Oh no, it's
what I'm
with power, definition, video, visual, and
like they
audio.
skinned your cat when I said earlier today that you said whatever you said, they didn't like, they felt offended. They may have had one or two more friends, and maybe and let's just say in one or two more higher places than some of the friends you had. So guess what? They was able to flag you and shut you down
No,
a
no,
little, or whatever the case may be.
they
Again,
want to flag your videos because they want to try to send people your way to dox you.
they did it.
That's what they
They
want to
did
do.
it.
They do
They
these
did
little
it.
stupid things so they could
They
do
did
dirty
it.
work behind the scenes. And this is the thing to me: if you're doing something, there's only one person that ever tried to make a video about me online, ever. And that video's gone, and I never heard a word from that motherfucker ever again. You know what time it is. You know what I'm saying? I'm not playing with you, son. But, and the way I addressed that, it was so ill that he couldn't even say nothing. So, at the end of the day, when you see all these other dudes doing these little dirty deeds behind the scene, You got the money, you get the fame, you got the followers, you got the subscribers, you got everything. Why is Nick getting under your skin? Because you know you a fraud and you're scared that I'm gonna blow the lid off of everything.
Okay,
YouTube is protecting you.
that's a
So how
lot.
far can I go with this? I can't go
I,
too far. You know what I'm saying? So why not let Nick have his freedom of
that's
speech?
how we felt in
Say what
prison.
he got to say, the
That's how
same
we
way
felt in
you get up
prison.
here and you talk about people and you want to
That's
talk
how we
about
felt in
this and that.
prison. That's how we felt in prison. We said, damn, this little motherfucker was a pedophile. All he did was rape 20 kids. This dude killed nothing but he all he did was kill women. You dig? So guess what? It was plenty of motherfuckers that wanted to knock their heads off, tear their asses up over and over. But guess what? It's not the old ways when it was when I first started going to Rikers Island and so forth, where you could just have your way with a child molester or a rapist or so forth. Now them
Nah,
same people are attached to government officials that are their sons and daughters that are doing these crimes. So now you got the backing of people where they got this also that the police is. I remember the police used to actually be rude. Yo, man, tell that nigga I got a son and daughter. Now they're literally protecting the pedophiles in prison. They're literally protecting the rapists. And I'm not promoting violence. What I'm saying is the signs of times have changed. And as they
yes,
say,
yes,
signs and symbols are
100%.
for conscious mind, it's for intellect mind. So if you're not able to dissect and to go with the 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 the, the change, the paradigm shifting things, then you get left behind, bro. This world that we live in, regardless of what anybody want to think, and you got some beautiful hearted people in the world we live in, man. Wow, you would think that when you run into these individuals, and I've ran into a few of them, you would think that when you're just in their company, you're living in a fucking world of utopia. That's how beautiful their mind and spirit is. But when you leave that, you dig? And I'm gonna use the analogy of this. I remember I used to be driving from like down south or Florida, whatever the case may be, and they say, and I have the bros, or I may have individual in the car, and they be like, yo, when I get to exit 12 or exit 10, we get off at exit 13 off the Jersey Turnpike, they say my whole energy be done shifted. Yo, bro, what's wrong? What's wrong with you, man? Like, yo, bro, you just yo, your energy is just different. And I didn't catch on because to me it didn't even register. But to them, they felt that energy, they felt that shift, that oh shit. And it was because I was entering the Badlands. I was entering Brooklyn. I was entering New York City. So I knew I was entering the grime. I was entering the rotten apple. So my mind, you did just shifted. And I didn't know it was doing it, but internally I was already shifting to guess what? Because that's what was needed for where I was going inside of Brooklyn, New York, the areas at that time that I was going. And even till this day, that same shift may happen 16 years after coming out of prison and not being there yet. But to go up there, when I get to a certain part, the energy within me and externally may shift. Because I know I'm going back to to the actual Serengeti that bred me, and I know what exists there. So with that being said, man, yo, this was a beautiful one, man. You gave like I definitely appreciate everything that you've given up of yourself today, man. Your opinion, excuse me, your statement, your facts, you know, uh those that I didn't totally agree with, but that's what vertical talk is, man. Like, you know what I mean? Just, the polemics, man. Just us disputing, us just, you know what I'm saying, trying to make some kind of
Yeah,
sense
yeah.
out of
I
shit
just
that
think
doesn't
that
make
there's a
sense.
lot of I just think that back in the days, if you were a victim, you were food. If you
Facts.
walked around all day talking about, oh, this one, then, and motherfuckers smack the shit at me. Shut the fuck up and get away from me, son.
Absolutely.
Go get some money.
Absolutely.
Go do something
But
with yourself over
this
here
was
complaining about everything all day.
these was
I
the
want to hear
days
that
when
shit.
these are the days when
Your own
individuals like
parents will
you and
tell you that. I
myself.
want to hear that shit. Blah, get up out of here.
Exactly.
Go
That
outside.
I was getting ready to get to. These were the days when young men, young boys were not supposed to cry. It was a show of weakness. You dig? These are the days that we were bred like this. These aren't those days anymore. You dig? These are the days of being sissified. These are the days where dudes, you know what I'm saying, they can act like they gangsters, but they really sensitive little boys. These are the days that's built on the backs of individuals who are really insecure themselves. You dig?
Yep.
No, they're secure with themselves until the situation comes about that makes them insecure of themselves. You dig?
Yeah, or where they aren't sure of where they stand in this bubble right here. You know what I'm saying? Now it's like, oh
Absolutely.
shit.
But guess what? As long as you can, an actor is an actor, bro. And guess what? Actor could be whatever he want to be if he knows how to act. Now, can he get it across certain individuals who know how to sniff out an actor? You dig? That's
Oh,
another thing that the prison
definitely not.
system and the block has taught me. We knew when a dude was coming through the block. Like, yo, bro, I like to tell people that, yo, it's two things that a dog does, man. They sniff ass and they smell fear.
Oh yeah.
You dig? So
And if
that's
they
what
in
it
a
is.
group,
And
it's on and popping.
that dog is sniffing your ass to do it. And this is no homo. Because the humans, we don't live. But when I mean that, I'm using that as an analogy to say that, nigga, we want to recognize who you are. Are you really this official nigga that just walked up on this block or in this block, whether it was on the block in the streets or in the block in prison? You dig? Like we gotta squint our eyes and we gotta look and we gotta put our noses up in the air to get that scent. Like, yeah, yo, boy, we gonna have an issue with that boy right there. So you know what? We might as well get that boy out of here. Or yo, nah, chill, pause, let that boy ride for a second. Let's see what he like. Let's see if mine, connects with mine and so forth and so on. The same thing with a block on the block. Dude coming through, or he coming through to see a chick. He ain't no sucker. He just coming to see a chick that he met on a train that's living in our or on our block or in our projects. But what he go, oh, man, I'm not afraid to go. I'm coming to see my shorty. This potentially may be my girl, or if not, it is his girl already. He might have been dealing with her for about 4 or 5 months, but guess what? She just didn't want him to come to the block that she was because she knew that it was some real hyenas. You dig on that block with some real silverback gorillas. But he get like, yo, hold up, listen, man. You my shorty. Like, I'm not gonna be afraid to come and pick you up or whatever the case may be. So I'm coming. You dig? And guess what? At the first, you might get the stares. You might even get a little bump going into the projects or on the block coming out of the store. Niggas trying to test you, niggas trying to sniff you. That's what life is. And a lot of these dudes ain't going through that. Again, a lot of these little dudes and these so-called dudes that's hiding behind these computers, they ain't never been through nothing. So they doing what they doing and cool. I'm cool with it. But again, when that time comes, and ultimately it comes because some of these same people that's making these enemies on this social media aspect, they want to go to a club. They still young, so they want to pop up thinking that they, guess what, I can go to this club over here, not knowing that this may be that night, maybe somebody that, guess what, you just violated on social media 8 months ago or maybe 2 years ago. And they know who you is. I was just watching a reel when they jumped out on this old dude, pulled up somewhere. I don't know where he was at, a photo shoot or whatever. Oh yeah, you old boy that be all that. Beat him. Yeah. So keep thinking it's sweet, or keep thinking that it's cool until it ain't cool. You dig? It is what it is, but it's a life. It's a Serengeti. We living in a jungle, predator or prey. You dig? Now, for individuals that have been through the most predatory times and been through all the goofy situations, such as myself and other good men who, Allah has blessed and fortified us to make it through. Like I say, Andy Dufresne, 200 yards of pure uncut shit. I'm clean on the other side. So anything and everything that I'm doing now, man, is to better or be the best version of myself in order to assist or help anybody that, what I'm saying, I can help, what I'm saying, hands on, or in the sense of this platform that may just hear something that I say or a brother like yourself says and say, oh, wow, you know what? I didn't have it figured out, but I just got a piece of the puzzle, just click, listen, in a vertical talk, and they're
Yeah.
able to enhance the quality of their life. With that being said, man, I send my utmost blessings, my highest salutes to the man upstairs, man, for giving me the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, for fortifying me to make it through prison, to be here with you, Nick, and to the individuals who have tuned into Vertical Talk, man. Yo, blessings, you know what I'm saying? Guidance and protection from the Most High to you, man. One.
That being said, we out. One.
Recently, I just don't give a fuck about it.